Hello Tomo, it's Živko from Rocket Heater Gamera. I'm showing you Gamera tiny model just as a showcase for some explanation. Usually, this is our smallest model. The heat from the burning chamber comes from this place and then goes inside this outer body, and all the heat is traveling down and goes through the exit. In this case we have a side exit, usually it's on the back side. So most of the heat that the stove is generating, it's coming from all this body. You can also of course have some horizontal pipe, but then you need at least twice vertical pipe to generate draft and keep the stove working. But in the best case scenarios, all the heat is better to be captured, and probably you can put the stove inside this concrete triangle that you have, so you get all the heat that is disturbed on the surface on which you are drying the cocoa. Because you will use it in a warm environment, in warm weather, usually you need a proper chimney to have initial draft to start the fire on the stove. So when you use it in warm weather, if you don't have enough height of the exhaust pipe, you have some troubles during the starting of the stove. Once it starts working, there is no problem, but I have another offer. This is a model that it's not placed on our website. It was developed specially for outside cooking for our distributor in the Netherlands. You don't have the outer body, but just the inner burning chamber, on top of which we are placing a cooking plate. This is the cooking plate, and all the heat from the inner chamber goes through that hollow body. And usually you don't have any problems with the draft because you have only upstream of the heat. You don't have this downward and then go upward, so you don't have problems with the draft. And usually that height of the chimney is pretty enough for having that stove easily started and properly working. So what I'm imagining of the process that you need, probably this will be more suitable because you can have again the horizontal part of the pipe, but from here I'll just made some small installation as a showcase. So most of heat goes here and then through this pipe, and then of course you need at least 1.5 meters or 2 upward going pipe for proper draft. That way you can much easier utilize all the heat that goes from the stove, and also you will have enough heat in those pipes. Compared to that case, most of the heat is exhausted by the body and you have barely nothing in the chimney. That's why the rocket stoves are so efficient, because we extract most of the heat from the stove. But here you have a lot of heat exhausted through the pipes, so they can also work as a heater of your drying installation. It's an open fire model because it was purposed to be used outside. So probably if you have an opening on that side of the volume, you can easily feed the stove and also capture most of the heat for drying. This is for now.